Oh. All right, now we are live, man. Welcome to Stock Street University. My name is Jay Wise, and I got my boy Q in the building. We got earnings to be talking about, but before we get into the earnings, make sure you like, subscribe, comment if you have suggestions. Also, I want to make sure y'all know that you can find a lot of content, a lot of resources at stockstreetuniversity.com. That's stockstreetuniversity.com. All right, so we do have a watch list that you could subscribe to, and you could subscribe to our community as well. Let me bring up that screenshot of the flyer of the contents that we provide. So make sure you check that out. Again, that's stockstreetuniversity.com. All right, so let's get back into these earnings real quick. Q, looks like we got a big earnings week coming up here, man. We got Monday through Friday, we got a lot of heavy hitters. You know what I mean? We got Take Two. I don't know how many people plays 2K. You know what I'm saying? Take Two is reporting after the market closed on Monday. We got 2K22 coming out.
Yeah.
Did you see the covers?
Yeah, I did. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm not really a big gamer like that. But I do like my 2Ks. I do like. Yes, I'm one of the few people who still like LOL.
Oh man, come on! I can't believe you said that out loud.
I did.
I can't believe you said that out loud.
I still, I'm into the Madden. You know what I mean? I like my football. I like my basketballs. So I'm definitely glad to see it. I did see it. I did see the covers. I've seen the reactions to the covers when the artists got to see their covers. Yeah. With Luka, KD, and a few others. That was actually a pretty dope thing right there.
I think they should have gave it to Giannis though. I mean, he came a long way. Giannis should have been on.
He has. Don't get me wrong. Nothing but respect for Giannis, but he still has a lot. He still has a long way to go, man.
Man, don't Luka have a long way to go?
Luka does, right? Luka still has a
we lost your video. Oh,
Luka does have a long way to go. But he's also had like a fantastic year. And years prior too. He had some pretty good runs. So and he's definitely been dang near the heart of the team for a while now.
Yeah, man, he's nasty too. He's nasty.
Yeah.
So let me bring up the earnings calendar here, so people could take a view of that. So again, we got Ferrari. We got Ferrari.
Yep, Ferrari comes up Monday pre-market. I'm not really big on like Ferrari stock, so neither. Seeing how they perform, it's interesting to see. I was thinking about letting Ferrari buy the Ferrari, but their stock doesn't seem to have a very volatile movement to it, which means I'd have to find a long-term strategy to be able to pull that off, to be able to get what I'm looking for.
Hold on, Lowe's is reporting.
Yeah, Lowe's reports.
Before the market open. So it's not on the calendar, but that's a big one right there.
Yeah, Lowe's is a big one. I definitely, I like Lowe's. It's part of my diversification strategy. Home Depot, those guys are big. And with Lowe's coming up with earnings reports this week, I'm definitely interested in seeing what they're gonna do. Also, I know we have Simon Property Group comes out after market on Monday as well. I'm interested to see how they how their reports go, considering the fact that they're still coming off of this whole 2020 situation. And for Q2, this is going to be an interesting time to see how they've been able to bounce back, if they're still bouncing back or what. So I'm interested in seeing how their reports go this week.
And then we got HSBC Holdings reporting before the market open.
Yep.
I'm interested in seeing what they do.
Yeah, we've got a lot of financial companies coming up between last week, this week, and next week. A lot of financials. We got a lot of different companies coming out with earnings, and it's going to be an interesting earnings week for the markets. I'm interested in seeing how this week plays out, considering all the fear that we spoke about due to the Delta variant being in play, and a lot of other news and things that's been going on within the market. So I'm interested in seeing how this week actually plays out.
Any
On
thoughts
Tuesday,
on semiconductor? They report before market open at 8 a.m. on.
Honestly, I don't. I think that earnings is going to be important, but I think what most people are going to be looking towards is that guidance, right? How trying to figure out what are we looking at for this the shortage, right? What are the plans? How can we go ahead and get that, assess the shortage to be able to get back on track?
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be the important part of their earnings.
Wasn't it Texas Instrument that reported last week and they didn't do too well? From what I saw.
I think Texas Instruments didn't do too good. But at the same time, it's one of those situations where how good can you expect them to be when everything is the way that it is right now. Now, at the same token, they did manage to actually beat. They did manage to beat. Actually, it didn't do too bad at all on the earnings. The revenue was a little low, but they still managed to meet expectations and exceeded by a little. So that wasn't bad.
Let me see TXN. Let me see. Yeah, they did beat. Yeah, they were able to beat.
Yeah. I think their estimate was
only the revenue wasn't that much, but they beat on revenue and earnings per share.
Yeah, the revenue was like 4.3, and they hit like 4.5 or something like that.
4.6.
4.6. Okay.
Yeah. But the stock didn't perform as people expected, but it wasn't that bad. I thought I saw it from what I remembered. I think it was prior to the earnings where it had a big dip. Let me double check.
Yeah, that was probably. I think that was the dip that happened. I think it was a few days or like the week before.
You know what? Dividends. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So dividends can tend to, pull the stock down a little bit. So.
Right. And that's an interesting thing for Summit Property Group as well, right? Because they're a dividend company as well.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, seeing how they're going to perform this week on earnings is going to be interesting because, well, like I said, there's still a lot of coming back to do from everything that's happened. And then when you're looking at Q1, they missed earnings, right? They missed earnings dang near all year last year. They missed revenue all year last year, Q2, 3, and 4. Q1 of this year, they beat revenue, but they missed on earnings. So it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to perform this quarter, and what that's going to do to them. In addition to the fact that they have revenue, the dividends going on.
All right.
So I'm interested in seeing that.
All right, so let's do it
we also.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say on Tuesday we have some interesting companies coming up as well.
Yeah, before we get to Tuesday, on Monday before market open, anything that catch your eye that you would watch the most?
Aside from semiconductor,
that's
the only one before.
That's another semiconductor reporting.
Right. Aside from On and Tower, I guess, yeah. I mean, I'm interested in seeing what those guidance is going to look like. So I'm definitely be interested in seeing those earnings or listening to, checking in on those earnings reports. Because I want to know exactly what their plan and strategy and plan of action is going to be on top of their revenue and earnings. So those I'm definitely going to be looking out for.
So before we go to Tuesday, we got aftermarket close, take two, like we mentioned earlier. Mm-hmm. Let me see. I'm looking at the list right now. There's a ton of. We got CFR Energy. There's a lot. Let me see if I can find any interesting.
We got Diamondback Energy.
Yeah.
Like I said, we got Simon Property.
We got your boy O.
Yes. We got O coming. And I like O. Great dividend hold for me. I love their clientele list or their tenants, right? Their tenant
Whoa,
list.
Corona.
Oh,
excuse me.
Salud, man, salud. He said Corona. But yeah, you know, I like that. You know, and I've been holding O for a while. I'll continue to hold O. I'm definitely interested in seeing how they're gonna do. Now I know with O, you know, with O, they did end up getting most of their rent money for last year. And then when it comes down to their earnings, you know, they did do pretty good last quarter on the revenue. They missed on the earnings, but they did pretty good. You know, prior 2 quarters, they missed on both, right? So I'm interested in seeing how this quarter is going to be for them with their ability to bounce back on their earnings, considering the fact that they went from missing both earnings and revenue to be missing earnings but making revenue, right? So I want to see exactly how this quarter is going to treat them. And you know, they pay dividends.
Still consider it a good dividend stock?
They ain't stop paying me.
Just checking. All right.
They ain't stop paying me. When they stop paying me, that's when the conversation's gonna change. You know?
We got Simon Property. Let me see if there's any other property companies reporting, but I do want to closely watch Simon Property because of the commercial real estate space. I do have a feeling that we might see a little crash in the commercial real estate. Not trying to spread fear, right? It's just like some of the things that I've been seeing, you know, just not sitting well with me. No. When we're talking about a lot of the vacancies,
the potential.
No, well, because of what we saw in 2020, all of these properties, the commercial space that were vacant, you know, I don't see a big rush back into that space. Plus, we have the scare with the Delta variant, right? The CDC last week just said that whether you're vaccinated or not, the Delta is seeming like more difficult to deal with than the original.
The Delta don't care.
The Delta doesn't care. It's still going to affect you regardless.
Delta variant has no respect.
I'm happy that they actually said that, right? Because a lot of people that we've conversed with were already feeling that way, right? We were getting that sort of sentiment. You know, there were people who were like, you know, who were good, but I don't know. We'll see. But I do think the commercial space might get affected a lot, especially since a lot of small businesses were pretty much destroyed last year. So I'm interested in watching what Simon. I actually think they might do well, to be honest with you, because we looked at the GDP, right? The GDP was up. GDP was up. Consumer spending, the consumer spending numbers that came out last week, that was up about, 6%, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I can pull that up. Yeah, somewhere around that range, right? I could be wrong. Y'all could correct me in the comments. Yeah, they could possibly do well, but I still want to see what they're doing. What's your thoughts?
Yep. I mean, I definitely agree with you, right? You know, with the fear of the Delta variant, you already got a lot of people that's scared to go back out as it is now. You know, with the Delta variant on the rise, I could see that fear increasing. You know, you got a lot of people who, you know, all those consumer spending is up. You got to look at where that consumer spending is coming from. Also, you have to be you want to be mindful as to where that consumer spending is directed. Is that consumer spending directed in retail, brick and mortars, or is it directed to digital sales, right? Because if you notice most of that money is going towards digital, then that doesn't really benefit the brick and mortars, which means real estate companies like or Simon Property Group or things of that nature. You know, they're going to still bear a major impact. You know, and when you got companies like Simon Property Group, who owns most of the malls, right, which are actual retail walk-in spaces, in comparison to companies like who hold things like Walmart and CVS and, you know, Amazon, you know, things like that, right? You know, those are more consumer spaces where, you know, those companies are still high profited and fully functional as the fact that they are considered first line or, you know, operations. So, it's definitely important to watch what the GDP is doing. It's definitely important to watch what the consumer spending is doing, and seeing how these things do affect those particular companies. Because, like I said, depending on how that's actually being allocated, it can determine the impact that it's going to have on those companies. So, I definitely think that's a great idea, a great perspective.
So moving into Tuesday, we do have a ton of heavy. It gets heavier, right?
Heavier throughout the week. It just gets bigger.
Yeah. So let's start with before the market opened on Tuesday. We have Corsair, BP, ConocoPhillips, Under Armour, Lilly, Nikola, Discovery,
Alibaba.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be huge.
That's gonna be a big one.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big one, real big. Let me see, DuPont. Right, DuPont is reporting. We got Eaton Corp. Let me see if there's any other ones that might be of interest. Let's see.
We got a major ensemble of earnings coming up this week, and
wow.
With Tuesday, I think it's going to be very interesting to see how Tuesday report plays out, because you got a very diversified grouping of companies, but a lot of that are we're going to be seeing a lot of things from the Fed coming Tuesday, or a lot of responses in anticipation for the Feds on Tuesday. You're going to see a lot of different things with the sectors. Like we said before, you still got the variant fear. So between seeing that digital consumer spending through Baba, by seeing the BP movement, and then we just had Exxon report last week, right?
Yeah, on Friday, I believe.
Right. And Nikola just had a whole slew of great news.
Their whole existence have been a scandal. I mean,
it's just been alleged after allegation after allegation, and it's been a dark cloud hovering over Nikola for a while now, and so it's going to be interesting to see how their revenue and their earnings can impact their stock price, considering everything else that's going on around the company. Under Armour, right? Under Armour has been a huge company in a strong competitive market. And when you look at their brand recognition, when you look at their performance, when you look at their consumer sentiment, they're definitely pushing to do more. They're pushing to be more. Question is it actually generating for them? And how is that going to actually impact them on this quarter, considering they beat the last quarter and they've been beating earnings for, they was beating earnings, they were beating revenue last year as well. So to see how this year is going to play out for them, hopefully they can continue on that momentum, continue to rise, and then we can expect, to see something good come out of their stock because of it.
Yeah. So anything else that's of interest? Because there's nothing I'm gonna be watching some of these, like Corsair, Baba, and BP. Anything that you're watching closely Tuesday before market open.
I'm definitely watching, but BP. I'm gonna be watching Nikola only for entertainment purposes.
Big facts right there.
I'm gonna be watching Nikola for entertainment purposes. But yeah, those are the two I'm looking at before market. I kind of want to see more aftermarket on Tuesday.
All right. So let's go ahead and move into aftermarket. So aftermarket, we have Skills, Energy Transfer, Activision, Blizzard,
yes,
another gaming company, SunPower, Big Five, Alteryx, Devon, Green Brick, and Lyft. Let me see what else is on that list of companies aftermarket that might be of interest. We got Avis, So Aegis Budget. So that's CAR. That's ticker symbol CAR.
Yep.
Big Five. I'm probably gonna watch Big Five Sporting Goods.
Yeah.
Watch them. We got. Let's see. It's a lot of companies, man.
Yeah, we got a lot. And with Tuesday, I definitely want to see how Lyft does. I'm not gonna lie. As from the consumer side, I definitely enjoy Lyft. Shout out to Gabe, but when I'm not riding with Gabe, I'm riding with Lyft. So getting my points up, right? I like my points.
Yo, Pac B is reporting, so I'm gonna watch Pac B because of Kathy Woods. Kathy Woods was heavily invested in that company. Let me see. Has she been dumping? Do you know if she's been dumping Pac B? Let me check the list here.
I actually didn't check. I didn't check hers. I was actually looking at a lot of movement going on from that side.
Okay,
but
I got it here. She's been buying. So her she bought her last purchase was 263,000 shares.
Okay.
Yeah, she's been loading up on Pac B for a while, so I'm interested in seeing what Pac B does. Let's see what else we got here. Pac B, there's Ring Central, RNG, that's ticker symbol RNG. We got let me see. Yeah, that's about it. I think the one I'm gonna watch the most is Pac B, and possibly let me see, Skills. So Pac B, Skills, and Activision. So Skills is another gaming company also.
For Activision. Yes, they are.
Yeah, so
I'm definitely gonna be watching. I'm gonna be watching Activision closely. Skills is known for a lot of their digital games, like apps, I should say, and those types of games. Activision, one of their most popular brand of games is Call of Duty. So I'm definitely gonna be watching Activision. Skills, not as much, but I'm interested to see what they're gonna do.
Hold on, hold on. Didn't Microsoft buy Blizzard? Hold on, who did Microsoft buy last year? It was a huge deal. Hold on.
You said what? The game company?
Yeah, there was a gaming company that they bought.
Bethesda?
Yep, it was Bethesda. Yep, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, they have bought Bethesda.
$7.5 billion, right? Whew, boy. That's huge. So that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right. Anything else on Aftermarket Close Tuesday?
On Tuesday, no. I can't say. Right. Not really. Nothing that I'm gonna be looking at crazy. But those are the ones I'm really gonna be looking at. Is gonna be Activision and Lyft for aftermarket.
All right, and then let's move into Wednesday before market open. We got GM, CVS Health, Kraft Heinz, Scott's Miracle Grow, EXP Realty. Royal Caribbean. That's that. I'm gonna watch that one. Clovis Oncology, MPLX, Marathon, and LL Flooring. Any of those or anything on before market Wednesday interest you?
Definitely CVS. Definitely General Motors. I'm definitely watching those. Kraft. I want to see Kraft. I like, Kraft is a big dividend play for a lot of people.
I know why you like Kraft. Because of Warren Buffett. Because of Warren Buffett, man. I already know.
Yes, okay. Warren Buffett is definitely someone that got me interested in looking into Kraft. Yeah. And they had a good portfolio, a good repertoire. So I do like Kraft. I do watch Kraft. So I'm interested in seeing how they perform. Now, when we're talking about Kraft Heinz, we're looking at a company that has been around for years and years. So I want to see exactly how this earnings report is going to balance them out, especially considering their previous earnings reports where they've been still, continue to pay the dividends, continuously beating earnings, continuously beating revenue. I just want to see what's the next step for them and being able to continue on that same trajectory, as well as being able to continue to pay, right? So,
have you ever heard of certain investors taking a look at the, Campbell Soups, the Kraft Heinz companies, as an indicator for probably a depression or recession or inflation also?
Yeah, I've heard some people actually talk about that. I'm not going to say that I don't understand that methodology, because I'm not going to lie, right? When you look at consumer spending, right? When you look at the U.S. dollar, when you look at spending habits, you want to look at where the money's going, how the money's being moved, because you typically, when you see things like recessions happen, and you see a transition in spending, right? And that's one of the reasons why I like consumer cyclicals. Because those are things that's going to be around because people need them, right? So when you're looking at brands like Kraft Heinz, they're looking at a company that holds lots of major brands that people are going to be buying, whether it's good times or bad, right? So I definitely understand that method.
Yeah. All right. Anything else before market open?
No, not really.
Royal Caribbean, what about that? To see if there's a dip in travel.
Well,
they're not even running at normal right now, right?
Right, they're not really in their normal state. So I'm also looking at, I'm looking at how they respond or how they fare within the rest of their industry. Because you still, with the Royal Caribbean, you still got Carnival, you still got what's the other one? Crap, why am I not thinking of the word? Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, right, there we go. So yeah, you got a few different ones out there, so I'm interested in seeing how they play out.
All right. So after the market closed on Wednesday, this is where I think it's going to be big, right? To kind of set off the rest of this month, right? We got Roku, we got Uber, Etsy, Fastly, Bionanogenomics, Marathon Oil, Western Digital, which I'm interested in seeing, Mercado Libre, Win, and Corvo.
Well, after hours, I want to see what Roku does, right? No. Only because I want to see Roku cause Comcast to crash.
It's coming.
I'm just saying, I got that, but that's a personal thing, right? That's just a personal thing for me. But I think Roku is actually a pretty good company as far as the way they operate, the way that they manage their finances. And when it comes down to it, their subscription base and their partnerships is definitely going to be a major player in the equation. And when you look at their previous earnings, with their last quarter, I think they beat their quarter by, I think it was like 100 million over target or so, right? I think they was looking for like 4.7 mil, I think was their revenue goal.
Yeah. So
and they came out with like 5 point something.
Wow. Okay, so the consensus was 490 million, and they hit 574 million.
Right. Yeah. And then with earnings, they blew that out the water too. Because wasn't their earnings negative expected?
Right.
But they came back with like a 0.5 or a 0.6.
Yeah, 0.5. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Right. So, I'm liking what they're doing. I want to see more from them. But I think they're on a great path. Now, depending on what they come out with can determine how heavy the stock does move. Etsy is a great platform. Lots of people use Etsy. I do like Etsy for the simple fact that I'm able to gain access to some great collectibles. And you know me, right? I collect. I tend to have some interesting collections.
Yeah, but that's another investment vehicle, though.
But
right?
Etsy, Exactly. You know, and Etsy, Etsy has been able to, perform pretty well in the markets. So I'm interested in seeing how that goes. Western Digital, same thing, just like you. I love Western Digital. I like seeing what they can do.
But
I'm
I'm watching
interested in
Western
seeing.
Digital because of the hard drives. There was a slight
Mm-hmm,
hard drive shortage, so and,
mm-hmm,
they're going to be affected by the semiconductor and chip
mm-hmm.
shortage too. So
Right, and I want to see how they're going to pivot with that. Right.
didn't they have the
Um,
Western Digital in the PS4s? And were they moving that? Was Western Digital being added in the PS5 also, or was it the Xbox?
I think it was.
I gotta check that out.
It's in one of those major gaming consoles, but I'm definitely interested in seeing how they do. They have continued to beat. They missed Q4 of 2020, but they've been doing pretty good throughout the rest, right? So I'm interested in seeing how they're gonna report Q4 for this year, because this year's their because this one is coming up as their Q4, right? Because they report a little different. Their quarters run a little different. So I'm interested in seeing how they report for this year. Also, Win. I want to see what Win does, considering that
I hope they do
Hilton didn't do as good.
I hope Win do well because Win also has the casinos, so that's a little different from. Do Hilton own any casinos?
Right. They're partnered near or around some, but they're more so the Grand Vacations, and then you have the Hilton International, so it's a little different. But Win hasn't been doing very well, right? So when you look at last year quarters combined with this year, they've been missing earnings and revenue for a while now, and in turn they only beat, like, within the last 4 quarters they only beat revenue once. Right, so they haven't been performing well with everything going on. So I'm interested in seeing how they operate, especially considering that Hilton just missed on, I think it was their earnings that Hilton missed on, right? So I'm interested in seeing how this plays out for Win.
Yeah, last earnings they did miss significantly. Well, I don't think it's that significant, but they reported a loss of $2.41. The consensus was an estimate of $2. So I think if Win, is doing well, I'm just interested in seeing how that's gonna affect DraftKings, and I can't wait till FanDuel is FanDuel IPOs too. So I'm gonna watch that closely.
Well, but that's the thing, right? Because when you see the hotels drop, when you're talking about companies like DraftKings, you're talking companies FanDuel, these are more digital platforms.
Yep.
Right. So. Yep. Gaming, so online betting and gambling, or platforms of that nature, those tend to pick up, right?
Right.
So when you see the downside in one, you see the inverse in the other.
Right.
So it's definitely interesting. So seeing how this works is definitely going to show some sympathy to a lot of other companies.
Yep. Definitely looking to see that. Do you think this is interesting, Q? With the fact that they're struggling to get people in the casinos like they used to, are they going to switch up the algorithms to let people win to try to see if they could draw people back into their facilities?
I mean, if they do, it would have to be small wins, right?
Yeah.
Because the house always wins.
Yeah.
So they'll probably switch up a little bit to give them a little change.
Right.
Would
they put that in their promo?
Marketing?
Would they put that in their promo, like, more people are winning? Come to the casino.
I mean, with a great PR team, you can definitely turn that into a campaign, which can generate more, and you can just call that marketing budget, right? Just put that in your marketing budget. Yeah. Hey, we're gonna give them a few. Let this leak out, because once people start winning, a lot of people don't know how to shut up about their money, right?
FOMO.
So
that's FOMO. Yeah.
They're gonna go out there. They're gonna win. They're gonna post it on social media. People gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, I was just at the Wynn Resort Casino and I just hit the jackpot, right? Or I just got a nice little profit off of this." Or they gonna go tell their friends or whatever the case may be. Oh yeah, I went to the casino and I got a little something.
But let me tell y'all, if any of you Wynn representatives just took our damn idea, just know Our email is stockstreetuniversity@gmail.com. Feel free to email us and and we'll let you know how you can send that check. All right?
Send it. Also, if you do want more great ideas, feel free to reach out to us. Check out the website, stockstreetuniversity.com. Get in contact with us. You know, we can talk some sponsorships, you know, some member passes, you know, whatever.
Any interest in Uber or Fastly?
Honestly, I don't like Uber. Personally, I don't like Uber. I don't like them as a model. I think it's a great company. Don't get me wrong, right? But I think there's a lot to be done. As far as the stock goes, for me, Uber doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't intrigue me too much as a company. On the stock market, you know, one big thing that I'm looking for, they don't got.
Yep, dividends.
Pay me. Now, Uber, if you want to make me a believer in some of your sponsorship, that's one way you could pay me. You don't want to give dividends.
Hey, yo, y'all, look, let me tell y'all, family. Y'all might be thinking it's weird that we do this, but lo and behold, some people been sending us some sponsorship offers. All right, so hey, we're gonna keep digging for the right one. All right.
Do be advised, any sponsorship that we do tend to be a part of, just understand we will be vetting you very closely and hard, because we want to make sure it's valid, it's worth it, and we're not gonna stamp our names on just anything, right?
Yeah.
So it definitely has to be legit. It has to be worth it. And when I say worth it, I don't just mean fiscally. I mean, you know, integration-wise. I mean, economically, so socially. You know, integral wise and all. So
Nicola, don't even try.
But yeah,
don't even try it.
Nicola,
we good,
bro. Nicola, I mean, you could offer a fact check. I'm probably gonna look into you and be like, if I talk about your company, just know I'm gonna say how I feel.
Exactly.
I don't really got anything nice to say about
you. Yeah, let's move into Thursday before market.
So
open.
yeah, Thursday we got Moderna coming up, and Moderna, I'm interested in seeing what they got to say. Consider circling this Delta variant. You know, they got the original vaccine. So I'm interested in seeing what Moderna got to say.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hear anything after the report from the CDC. So
right.
Oh, did you see that Florida is ranked number 1 in the amount of people infected?
Nah, I did. I gotta be mindful. We live right now, but I did. I had
to be Florida.
You know, I definitely wish well for everybody. Let's do seriousness. I do wish well for everybody. Hope everybody recovers healthy. You know, and for anybody who has lost anybody, I do send my deepest condolences. But at the same token, I'm not surprised, man. Florida has been wild.
What I told you, Q,
pandemic.
I sent videos to y'all showing y'all the lines to the club. At the height, when everything was supposed to be shut down, we were wide open. Did you see the video?
Florida was one of the first places to open back up, and you know, and people have been eating it up. You got people traveling from outside of Florida to go into Florida to hang out, to party, to you know, and that's how these things spread.
Did you see Miami? So that last year, Miami? Oh my God! Miami
was crazy. It's been crazy. You know, it's a lot going on in Florida right now. So, I mean, I'm not really surprised. It's unfortunate, but it's not surprising.
Yeah, man.
But yeah.
All right. So,
Moderna, Florida needs you. Get on it.
We got Viacom. Viacom CBS. Let's see. We got Fiverr. Wayfair. Yeti. Regeneron is another one. I haven't heard about. I haven't heard much from Regeneron since Donald Trump. Since the Donald Trump situation, so.
Yeah, it hasn't been much that came out of them. You know, he did go and give them some great publicity. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was great publicity.
Yeah, it
I
was.
mean, it's one of those things that most people can only hope for, right? To get the president to come out and big up your company. Now they've experienced a major dip since then, but they were able to resurrect and come back, and right now they're trading at a decent level, you know, from where they were prior to when he did report, give them that shout out. So it's interesting to see how they're going to bounce back.
Yeah, ton of other companies reporting that same day. Penn National, let me write this down, is actually reporting before market open on Thursday. So I'm interested in seeing how they do. Again, that's gonna maybe some sympathy from Wynn and riding into DraftKings. So I'm interested in seeing that. Let's see what else we got here. We got
so we got some interesting things coming up.
Wayfair, so that's W. Yeah. So what is it? Zodis, ZTS, ticker symbol ZTS. I think a lot of people's probably going to be watching that one too. Let me see where it's currently trading at. ZTS. That's
what, Zodis?
Yeah,
ZTS.
Zodis.
I got to think.
200.
200?
Yeah. Man.
And as of right now, isn't Zodis currently up?
Zodis is currently.
They had a nice little pop recently.
Oh yeah, since March, it blew up. Went from trading at 141 to 205. So yeah, it blew up. I'm probably gonna be more interested in Zoom Medica. That's what I'm gonna watch closely. Okay. When did they report? ZOM.
Now you also know I'm not too heavy on the medical sector for my own personal reasons, but I do enjoy seeing what they say, because it does help me stay in mind of what's to come, from several different avenues or areas.
So August 9th is when Zoom Medica reports. So I'll watch Zodis and see what's happening with that. All right. After market close Thursday, we got Square, Galactic, Cloudflare, Magnite, Beyond Meat. Oh, that's gonna be huge. Clean Energy, Zillow Group, and Fulgent.
So Virgin Galactic, I'm interested in.
Okay.
Especially with their recent, venture out into space. I want to see how that's going to play out for them.
Do you think it's priced in already?
They haven't been doing too good on earnings and or revenue over the past 2 quarters, but I'm interested in seeing how that plays out for them. Also, Cloudflare. I'm interested in seeing how Cloudflare does. Zoom, not too much, but I'm interested. And then Zillow as well, with the housing market being where the housing market is. I'm looking to see that.
Yeah. I'm going to be watching Beyond Meat. I have another play that I'm in, Aqua Bounty, AQB. So I want to see if there's going to be some sympathy if Beyond Meat does well. But yeah, I'm real interested in that. What's the other one that just recently IPO'd? Impossible Meat, right? Did they IPO already? Hold on. Is it? What is it? Impossible Meat. Impossible Meat. Let me see what's that ticker. Maybe they didn't IPO yet. No, it's Impossible Foods. Hold on, let me look it up. Hold on, family. We're gonna get through this. I don't see it. If y'all got info, please post it in the comments. We'll follow back up on that one. All right. Oh, I lost video on you, Q. Q. All right, we'll wait for Q to come back. All right, so Beyond Meat is what I'm gonna be watching. Again, I want to see if they do well, and the other clean food sectors do well as well. Oh, there you go. I see you. I don't know if I hear you though. Let me check you. I don't hear you, Q. Can you hear me? We got technical difficulties here. Can you hear me, bro? Probably not. Can you hear me? You can't hear me? Can you hear me? I'll keep going till he get his sound right. All right, so before the market open on Friday, we have DraftKings, Canopy Growth, Norwegian, Ocugen, Goodyear, Kronos Group, AMC Networks. I don't think that's the same as the AMC Theaters, but we'll look into that. Let me see. Is that the same? And see, I don't think so. Magna, Spectrum Brands, and Scripps. But again, I'm real big on DraftKings. Hold on. Yeah, I don't got your levels, Joe. I don't got your levels, Q. I can't hear you on the stream. Oh, you muted. You muted, bro. You muted. You muted on the Zoom.
Jay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, yeah, technical difficulties. Like I can't. This is the crazy part about going live, man. It's the crazy part about going live.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was just talking.
Difficulties.
I was just talking about DraftKings before market open. I'm big on them. I hold them heavy. So DKNG. So that's why I'm gonna be watching Penn. I hope Penn does okay. But last earnings, DraftKings did miss. So they reported a loss of 78 cents on revenue of 312 million. The estimate was a loss of 42 cents on revenue of 230 million. So they did well on revenue, but they still missed on earnings per share. I still think DraftKings still has time, right? I don't expect them to do very well, right? Because again, like I got a price target on them at like 125, 150, right? So it could take another year before they even reach that, year or two, right? But I'm real big on DraftKings. They actually have been, let's just say, clearing the path for other platforms to do, to follow in their suit, right? So, I mean, I can't see how many. I've seen so many states approve the online gaming situation with fantasy sports because of the work that DraftKings have been putting in. As far as marketing, oh my gosh, their PR team is on point.
Great.
And
their
PR
team is phenomenal, man.
And they landed Michael Jordan. I think he's sitting on the board, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Where?
And I think they recently added on a baseball player. I don't follow baseball, so don't shoot the messenger. But I forgot the baseball player's name, but he's also sitting on the board.
Go Yankees, baby. Go Yankees.
Yeah, man.
And why all day?
And then we got a lot of the cannabis stocks that's gonna be. We got Kronos and Canopy Growth. So hopefully that does well, so that Sundial can do well as well. So, what's your thoughts?
What with the cannabis sector?
Yeah, cannabis sector.
I think the cannabis sector still has a lot of growing to do. So by seeing, by seeing these reports come out this week, by hearing what they got planned for the companies, I think it's gonna help that industry find a solid ground. Because there's still a lot of growing going on in that, no pun intended, right? In that industry. You still got states coming out, with their stands on it. You still got a lot of companies trying to gain their dominance within that industry. Because right now there is no true industry leaders. You got the Tilray, you got Planet 13, you got a few different things, but there's no true direct industry leader in that particular sector. It's really anybody's game at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's going to be interesting. So because of that, I think every earnings call is an interesting identifying situation, especially paying close attention to the political side of the game and how it all plays out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We also have Ocugen reporting. We got let's see.
Norwegian.
Yeah, Norwegian. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, we got Norwegian reporting, so that's gonna be another one I watch closely. I do expect them to miss, right? But if I see any of the travel stocks beat earnings, I'm just gonna be like, how? Right? Especially in the cruise line.
Realize is they're bigger than just travel. They started selling off their ships. I don't know.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were selling their ships, and they were going to the scrap yards. MGM Growth is another one. Let's see. Yeah, man, it's gonna be an interesting
we got
week.
Spectrum. We got Scripps. Scripps is gonna be interesting. You mentioned Ocugen, Goodyear.
Goodyear. That's another one.
AMC Networks, AMCX. All right. So AMCX is different from AMC, right?
Mm-hmm.
AMCX has been performing pretty well. It's pretty solid.
Do you think people are accidentally buying AMCX?
What, a sympathy play?
No, just they're accidentally buying it. Remember when people were accidentally buying the other Tesla that's on the market?
It's like Clubhouse, right? So Clubhouse is the actual program, right, or software, and then you have the Clubhouse app, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of people were buying Clubhouse. The app is not a publicly traded company, but people were buying the Clubhouse software program company, right, thinking it was the Clubhouse app, which there was some serious confusion there.
Awesome money.
But yeah.
Did I tell you about the young lady who she bought since I'm not gonna say her name anyway, so it was a young lady who used to be a part of our club. She came in and she was adamant about buying Clubhouse, right? Because primarily we be on Clubhouse and everything. Mm-hmm. And I tried to tell her Clubhouse is not publicly traded. She said, yes, It is. Yes, it is, right? She sent me the data.
No, it's not.
And I said, no, it's not. She bought 90,000 shares of this crap. Yo. So I had to show her how you could use the Secretary of State so you could find out who owns what, right? So we already knew who owned the Clubhouse app. I was like, okay, good. All right, now we have his name. We're going to go to the Secretary of State and we're going to punch in, the information. Because to find Clubhouse, the app is under a different business. So I had to walk her through it. When she realized she was wrong, she still was like, well, we'll see. Woo, we can say that. That was a big L.
One, the Clubhouse, the app, right? The app, first of all, you got to understand its entity structure, right? First of all, it's the LLC. LLCs aren't publicly traded. All junk, right? Let's start there. Now you have Clubhouse Media Group, right? Which is an OTC, CMRG is a ticker symbol. Which, considering the name, it's easy to get confused, but you have to. And this is why we stress, do your DD frequently, okay? Because you got to know what you're buying. You could be buying the wrong thing out here thinking you buying one, you buying something else, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, you got AMC, you got AMC Networks. AMC Networks is completely different. You have AMC the stock, AMC X, which is AMC Networks. Two different things. AMC was part of the pump, right? Or the short squeeze. AMC X had nothing to do with it. But now you can find yourself buying into one or the other, out of simply not knowing what you're doing, right? So it's important to always do your due diligence. It's important to do your homework and be mindful of what you're putting your money into.
Yeah, so that was the CMGR. That was a bad play, man. I don't know why people don't listen. But guess what? CMGR went crazy because people thought they were buying Clubhouse, the app. It spiked up to $24. It spiked up to 28.
Now, luckily for people who were in it early, right? They saw this pump and they were like, I don't know what's going on right now. Or they knew what was going on. And just realized that there was some mistakes being made in brand recognition. And they said, all right, well, I'm making profits. Let me take my profits and get the heck on. Yep. And then you had those people who did not do their due diligence and was investing in this company without realizing what it was, losing money, right? So do your due diligence, people.
Yes, sir. That's all we got for earnings. Any last words for the fam?
Definitely always want to appreciate you guys. Check us out Sundays here at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, feel free to check us out on stockstreetuniversity.com. Gain access to the community. Check the watch list, check the resources and contents, whatever the case may be. Definitely a pleasure. Look forward to seeing you guys again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment in the comment section below. Right? So destroy the like button, love the like button, whatever. Just go ahead and give a tap or a punch to the like button.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you guys. Stock Street University. We out.